name is Jackie Short. I'm the Director of Sydney Centre for Creative Change, and today I'm excited to talk about a new workshop that we have coming up in Brisbane this year called Creative Arts Supervision. We have two wonderful presenters who are both music therapists who are going to speak to us today about what this course is and who could benefit from attending. Tania Balil is a trained musician in Spain, and she further trained in Australia as a music therapist and a creative arts therapist. She's worked since 2005 in the fields of residential aged care and childhood and adolescent trauma in-school creative arts programs with students of refugee and asylum seeker background, as well as children at risk of DV and complex trauma. Tania has worked as a supervisor for over a decade in conjunction with the University of Queensland, as well as in private practice. Dr. Jeanette Kennelly is a highly experienced health professional who's worked as a music therapist in paediatrics, adult oncology, tertiary education and private practice supervision for over 20 years. Jeanette completed her PhD on the topic of professional supervision for Australian-based music therapists and is the recipient of the 2013 Dean's Award for Research Higher Degree Excellence. Jeanette's work in paediatrics and supervision is published in a variety of music therapy and non-music therapy specific related journals and books. Welcome, Jeanette and Tania. Jeanette, welcome to this this little meeting today. I know we've had a couple of chats about sort of your background and what's got you kind of really passionate about the field, but what of all the things that led you into this field, what do you think has inspired you most?
I think one of the main things that's inspired me the most about collaborating with Tania for our creative supervision workshop is the fact that when I did my PhD and interviewed music therapists about their experiences of supervision, and one of the main themes that came out from my research was that music therapists themselves were looking for other ways beyond the use of verbal approaches to actually process everything that they've been experiencing in supervision. So, which is a surprising thing in some ways. One would think that given that we're music therapists, that we use music for our own selves in relation to processing, whether that's involved in therapy or in supervision. But it appears in supervision, and that was according to the literature also, that it's not a common thing for music therapists, particularly in Australia, and they were the ones that I interviewed.
Yeah, fantastic, thanks. When you work with Tania, tell me about the magic that you create. Why is it so special to work with her?
Well, where do I start? She's an extraordinary therapist, and we connect on a number of different levels, both professionally and personally, in creating something that's quite different and quite unique. I mean, there's a number of supervision processes that I've noticed, you know, in the community that adopt lots of different types of creative mediums, but they don't use music. And what I was always hoping for, that I was going to be able to find a way, find another like-minded colleague, and I certainly have found that in Tania, to come together and work together and given that she's a music therapist and a creative arts therapist, that we would work together very well in being able to offer this unique type of approach.
And what can people who are coming to this workshop get out of it, do you think?
People coming to the workshop will experience something quite different when they come along to listen to and embed themselves and experience some of the approaches that we will use with them. So it's an invitation for them to step outside the normal traditional ways that we supervise using words, and to allow themselves to use music, to use a number of different other creative mediums to explore topics or issues or supervisory relationships in a different kind of way. Because I think I found during my career as a music therapist and in supervising many music therapists and non-music therapists, is that often we can get quite stuck or quite repetitive in the way that we talk about our work, and we're often looking for a different way to explore an issue. And when we remove or put to the side the ways that we normally use in terms of talking about things, and even we can often use a variety of different kinds of approaches, but still stepping outside the verbal approach is a way of gaining a different type of insight into the work that we do. This type of workshop is open and very appropriate for a number of different types of professionals to attend. You don't need to be musical, you don't need to be artistic. All you need is to come with an open mind and an open heart to try different types of approaches that hopefully will be able to assist you in moving beyond your normal understandings of what supervision is about. As a music therapist, I've been very privileged and very honoured to have worked with a variety of different health professionals, including a variety of different populations in my practice. What I bring to this workshop is, I think, quite different to the number of other professionals who work in supervision who may not have access to the creative arts. I have a very strong passion for supervision and helping others to find solutions or find ways of being heard and understood so they can seek different ways, different understandings, different outcomes from their supervision practices, but using a creative approach to get there.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we finish up, Jeanette?
I suppose I'd like to just put out a special invitation for those who have never tried a creative supervision approach to just give it a try. You never quite know what this type of approach could offer you. I think sometimes it may feel a little daunting to try something that's a little bit different, but the incredible amount of feedback that Tania and I have received through our previous workshops and individual sessions that we've had with supervisees about when we've used this approach has been very, very positive.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you. Wonderful.
Well, I'm always really passionate about sharing what we have, what Jeanette and myself have brought together. We come from different, there's similarities and differences in the way we have explored our professional career, I guess. We come from different places, but there's a lot of commonalities too. So it adds a very colorful sort of tandem. It's a very colorful tandem. We bounce off each other really well. We communicate, we're in the same wavelength, and we collaborate in a very fruitful way.
Tania, tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to in your Creative Arts Supervision workshop.
I'm so excited about sharing this with anybody that's out there that is looking for alternative ways of delving deep into whatever it is they're carrying. We do call it creative supervision because that's the framework that we operate from, and Jeanette has got a very strong background on supervision that's the field that she did her doctorate in, and I have supervised some many professionals over the years, so it is a passion to do it within the framework of supervision. But I also think that there is a value in doing it just for your own self journey, your own professional journey. So whether you're carrying a lot of things as a professional or just as a human being and that wants to delve a little bit deeper in a creative way with whatever it is that we are holding. So that I'm passionate about that.
What does music offer, particularly mental health professionals, that can help with insight and with self and professional understanding that's peculiar to music therapy?
It's actually very hard for me to answer that question because I'm not only operating as a music therapist. I understand music as one of the creative arts, and they all speak to each other. When you bring all the different creative arts together, the dialogues just multiply exponentially. So I find the richness of using the creative arts, music being one of them, but it could be that a person is not familiar or not really resonating with music and they want to do something else. So I find that there's a wealth of experience to be explored when you bring in music and the creative arts together in conversation. It's a multimodal approach that we're offering. It's not just about music. Because both of us are trained music therapists and we're both musicians, we tend to want to bring a little bit of that into the sessions, but it's not compulsory, it's not mandatory. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. So what does music bring? What do the arts bring? I think everybody will have a different relationship to the creative arts in their life, and whatever their previous experience has been will inform how they are in that multimodal conversation.
The auditory and the emotive, the physical and the psychological components of music itself, whether we're listening to music, whether we're making music, and the potential for change that can happen through music. That is one of the most exciting things I've always experienced as a music therapist, whether I'm working with children, whether I'm working with adults. And to actually have this opportunity to use it as a supervisory approach alongside other creative arts mediums it's just so exciting. And Tania and I want to share that excitement and our experience and knowledge with other professionals.
Fantastic. Given the rich background that you have professionally, what do you think you personally bring to this training?
I think probably one of the things that I bring the most is passion. I'm very passionate about what I do. Very excited about the possibilities that this kind of work open for the people, for us as facilitators, and also for the people that are attending the workshop. This is a collaborative process. We're not coming as the experts that are coming with all the answers to give to the people that have all the problems. It's a very different framework. We're here to enter into conversations, and I'm so passionate about what happens when people give themselves permission to enter that space of having conversations with themselves, with another person, within a small group and with a larger group. And doing creative supervision in a larger group experience actually allows us to explore all those different dimensions of the sharing with ourselves, sharing with another, with a small group, and with a larger group. It all gives us new understandings of a particular topic that we may be visiting, that it allows for new understandings to filter through. And I'm very excited about that.
Fantastic. Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we finish up?
I would really like to encourage professionals from all walks of life to give themselves the opportunity to engage in this journey. It's a journey that there's a big question mark. On the other side, there may be some very surprising and welcome new knowings that are there to be discovered. I echo what Jeanette said before. At times when we are in a process of supervision or collaborative dialogues, words don't seem to match the experience, or we get stuck in narratives that are very well known for us, and we keep looping ourselves into those narratives. And engaging in a creative process gives us a permission to go to a new place and allow for those narratives to shift and to look at things from different angles, different perspectives. And hopefully that will just bring some new light into the way we are in our practice and in our in the way we are with each other, with the people that we are companioning in our work. So I'm excited, and I hope everybody that comes to the course will come out of it with that same level of excitement and deep knowings.
All right.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Tania.
Thank you. Good to see you, Jeanette. Good to see you, Jackie. Bye.
See you. Bye.
As you can hear, Jeanette and Tania have incredible enthusiasm, passion and expertise to run this creative arts supervision workshop in Brisbane on the 29th of November this year. So please do join us.